Welcome to The Christian Atheist, episode number 22, Thoughts on Prayer from the Campsite. We were camping in the Adirondacks this last week, and my grandnephew asked me, a Reformed atheist, if I thought that God was actually influenced by our prayers. His own nascent view, Caleb told me, was that prayer serves as a means by which God might conform our wills to His own, but that it is silly to suppose that the God of the universe would actually alter His will in response to the prayer of an individual human being. I understand the exalted theological view that is at stake here. I am the Lord, I change not. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Surely such a being could not be influenced by the prayers of a mere human, not change his will. Is prayer, though, merely a psychological exercise in conforming our finite, ignorant, and limited human understanding to that of our Creator? To say it another way, must our individuality be constantly submerged in or be absorbed by God's? Is that His goal? Though I once thought otherwise, now I think not. The problem lies, I believe, in the need to know how it all works, a need that stood for me as a long-term obstacle to theism. I remember studying systematic theology, that admixture of revelation and human systematic ideation, the works of the systematic theologians, such majestic tomes as Aquinas' Summa Theologica, indeed stand as monuments to man's attempt to understand God, a noble and worthwhile effort. I fear, though, that as in all human intellectual endeavors, our rational constructions can take on a charm of their own in our affections, and we captivate ourselves, forgetting that reason is but a tool for understanding, not an end in itself, and a tool made for the imperfect world in which we live, the spatio-temporal existence in which we dwell, not the eternal realm of God. There is great arrogance and danger here, all too seldom acknowledged or confronted in today's church. I fully admit that there is a deep tension, perhaps even a contradiction, in viewing God as both the unchangeable divine author of the universe and as a father who listens and responds to his children. But this is God's self-revelation. We should not forget that God is a paradox for us. We should not expect that He will dwell in whatever box our minds construct for Him. When God says that His ways are not our ways, that His thoughts are not our thoughts, we should recognize that it is dangerous to think that our understanding of God is more exalted than He is. Our most exalted vision and understanding falls infinitely short of His reality. God is always more and other than we conceive Him. Theology is the human study of God, but only God is God, the great I Am. We should also not forget that God is not an absentee landlord. He Himself dwelt among us, not as an exception to our humanity, but as one of us in every detail. Fully God, fully human. The Incarnation is not an addition to our understanding of God, but is its very core. Jesus' feet trod the same earth as each of us, breathed the same air, drank the same water. The blood He shed was human blood. His voice, His muscles, His eyes and ears all functioned as do our own, with all the same limitations and failures. God has placed such an ultimate value on human beings that He became a human, an individual being like us, and sacrificed Himself to redeem His creation. We often overlook this in our universal application of the atonement. Christ died for me, for you. When God created us, He built Himself into our very being. We are, each and every one of us, created in His image and likeness, and are of infinite value. The entire structure of Western civilization, founded upon that individual value, the image of God in each of us, has raised humanity to its most exalted and prosperous level in human history, removed the chains of slavery, leveled disparities of economics and gender, challenged and abolished superstition, and raised both technical mastery of nature and scientific understanding to levels of human achievement seemingly supernatural in breadth and depth. God values us, our individual beings, as He values nothing else in creation. Why should we doubt that He listens and acts on the desires of His beloved children, that His universe allows Him to do so, whether or not we can understand how? Does God hear and answer the prayers of His children? Yes, I believe He does. How do we reconcile that with His sovereign will? C.S. Lewis said this in A Grief Observed: "Can a mortal ask questions which God finds unanswerable? Quite easily, I should think. All nonsense questions are unanswerable. How many hours are there in a mile? Is yellow square or round? Probably half the questions we ask, half our great theological and metaphysical problems are like that." Our rationality is a useful tool, but like all tools, it has fundamental limitations, and the wise craftsman knows the limitations of his tools. Best to take God on His own terms, not those that our intellect seeks to dictate. If this is the first episode of The Christian Atheist you've viewed, please subscribe to below to be sure not to miss any upcoming episodes and to catch up on previous ones. First, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And let us know what you'd like to hear from us by commenting. Wise Words for Your Occasion is located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but we're willing to travel. For inquiries or to book an occasion, go to wisewordsforyouroccasion.wordpress.com or see us on Facebook or check out our YouTube channel. You'll find links to all three in this post.